Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The best time to visit Chennai is in the month of December, weather-wise, and probably one of the better times to visit is also during this great function that we are anticipating this evening. First of all, a small little request to all present here. I request you all to kindly switch off your mobile phones or put it on the silent mode so it will not disturb anybody during the course of the function. We all know the invitation. It all reads about the launch of a book. And this is going to be a fascinating program by itself. But after which, Star Sports have a program which will involve interaction with the players from the Chennai Super Kings and the Indian team. The legendary people that have contributed immensely to Indian cricket will be involved in a dialogue after the function, that is. In the meanwhile, if you can switch off your phones, be really happy with that. On behalf of India Cements, I'd like to invite on stage the dignitaries for this evening. Mr. Chandu Bode. We'll first call on the former captains and the legendary people who have gone on to play for the country. Mr. Chandu Bode. From Pune, he was my first selector. A little bit of a leg spinner, also enjoyed his batting, Mr. Chandu Bode. Then when it comes to Chennai, all cricket lovers, remember 97 not out more than the 100 that he got. Gundappa Vishwanath, the stylish batsman. Chennai will fondly remember him for all the innings and the enjoyment that he's given us. Well, he captained 11 Devils and won the World Cup for India. Kapil Dev. One of the greatest that the game has ever seen. India Cements, known to make cement, and also made a cricketer who's the wall, Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid, part of India Cements family as well. Then our very own Tala, as we call it, when it comes to Chennai Super Kings, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And now, some dignitaries from the cement industry. I'd like to call upon Mr. M.K. Singhi, the President of the Cement Manufacturers Association. Mr. Singhi, welcome to you. P.R. Venkat Ramaraja, Mr. P.R. Venkat Ramaraja, Chairman and Managing Director, Ramco Cement. Your presence will be graciously accepted on the dais. Mr. Sunil Gavaskar is on his way. In fact, it was very nice of him. He has a very, very personal engagement ceremony in his family, so he's on his way here. Should be here any moment. Well, the function by itself really overwhelmed staying here and watching all the dignitaries from various fields, and especially the former cricketers who assembled here. Had the proud privilege of hosting the show, and I'm sure you'll be enjoying each and every moment of India Cements has done for the world of sport, for the cement industry, and a lot of people will cherish the ownership of the Chennai Super Kings. We're waiting for our Honorable Chief Minister, who's on his way, should be here any moment. And also our whole-time director, Ms. Rupa Gurnath, and our Vice Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. N. Srinivasan, will be here with the Honorable Chief Minister at any time, just shortly. Also, I'd like to call upon two other dignitaries who've been involved in this book. Mrs. Kalyani Kundari, the author of the book. Mrs. Malvika Mehra, the designer of the book. Sure, they've done some wonderful work, a lot of researching. Plenty in the form of the cement industry and cricket by itself. So thank you to all for coming and gracing this occasion. So as soon as the Chief Minister comes here, we should get underway with the proceedings. Till then, we'll just patiently wait. It's not going to be too long. A very hearty welcome. We are delighted to have you, sir. A very hearty welcome to our Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to the Honorable Chief Minister for coming, and thank you, gentlemen, for being patient. We'd like to start this function, as usual, with a prayer. Can I request you all to stand up for the Tamil Thai Varthu? Thank you very much. I'd like to begin the program with a welcome address. I'd request our whole-time director, Mrs. Rupa Gurnath, to come forward and welcome the gathering.
Thiru Edupadi K. Palanieswamy, the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, our Chennai Super Kings captain, Lieutenant Colonel Mahinder Singh Dhoni, former India captains Chandu Borde, Sunil Gavaskar. Sunil Gavaskar has not yet joined us. He will be here any minute. G.R. Vishwanath, Kapil Dev, Rahul Dravid, RCMA President Mahinder K. Singhi, Chairman and Managing Director of Ramco Cements, P.R. Venkatramaraja, writer and author Kalyani Kandade, our designer Malvika Mehra, and the Managing Director of India Cements, my father, N. Srinivasan. Our distinguished guests who have made the time to be with us today, a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion of the release of our coffee table book on the story of India Cements over the last 7 decades. We also celebrate 50 years of N. Srinivasan's journey with the company. The book is an attempt to capture the essence of the man that is Srinivasan, his struggles and triumphs in building up the India Cements Limited, and his remarkable contribution to the development and administration of sport. I thank the author Kalyani Kandade for accepting to record this journey for us and for her immense patience, time, and effort in researching and writing this book. The book is a compilation of rare and precious photographs of the early years of our company, its founders, landmark projects that we have been a part of, and history of our involvement in sport. Malvika Mehra has woven it all together, complementing the author's extensive work, bringing out the essence of this chronological journey. I would like to take a few moments to share some thoughts on the book. I often wonder about the courage and confidence it would have taken my great-grandfather S.N.N. Shankarlingayar and my grandfather T.S. Narayanaswamy to embark on a dream of industrial growth of a free India even before independence. I think of the challenges of starting a cement company in the World War years when even a smallest spare part had to come in all the way from Denmark, and the vision to go for a public issue of rupees 1 crore in 1946 in a pre-independent India. My grandfather passed away at the prime of his life in February 1968. My father had to cut short his management studies in Illinois to come back and take his place at the head of the family and at the India Cements Limited. It has been a challenging but rewarding journey. Under his leadership, the company has grown almost tenfold to stand today among the leaders in the industry and enjoy a presence beyond South India. My father often talks of those early years of trying to fill in his father's shoes and of the challenges and trying times that he and the company have faced. And finally, the triumphs that have made it all worthwhile. More often than not, these evenings happen at our factories after a long day work. And when those who have made the journey with my father and are still with us here today, we reminisce about all that they have gone through together. Sitting and listening to them brings home the fact that we are not just a company, we are family. The company's association with cricket started as early as 1965 with one cricket team, the Jolly Rovers. The legacy of the 60s continued to fuel the passion for cricket that burnt higher and stronger in later years. My father's rise to the apex body of international cricket began one unremarkable afternoon in 1995 when he decided to contest in the TNCA elections and lost. It was a challenge he could not walk away from. It was the beginning of a remarkable journey, one that changed not only the way the game was played, but added immeasurably to the fundamentals that defined cricket at the time. As vice president and later president of the TNCA, he ushered in many significant changes that would translate into better cricket and greater opportunities for new talent. His capability and vision did not go unnoticed. He then went on to join the BCCI as a treasurer in 2005. During his tenure on the BCCI as treasurer, then secretary, and finally as president, the board saw a slew of reforms that transformed the face of the game in the country. In 2014, he went on to become the chairman of the restructured ICC. As head of the board of directors, it was a powerful role, and the BCCI was put at the forefront of world cricket. All this forms an integral part of the country, of the history, growth, and the character of our company, making the India Cements Limited what it is today. As we celebrate 50 years of my father at the India Cements Limited, we believe the time has come to record this journey of hardships faced, battles lost or won, of stories of serendipity, loyalty, anguish, and of staying power, of constantly questioning the status quo, often turning established norms upside down, a narrative that underlines that distinct quality that defines my father, of defying the paradigm time and again. We would like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, who has been kind enough to send us a message on this occasion. I am pleased to learn that the India Cements Limited is bringing out a coffee table book on its journey over the last 7 decades. The celebration of the 70-year journey is an ideal location to take stock of the achievements and progress, as well as draw up a roadmap for the future. The 21st century will belong to institutions that embrace innovation and technology as the key drivers of growth. Our government has undertaken several initiatives to enhance the ease of doing business and transform India into an attractive investment destination. The implementation of schemes such as Make in India, Startup India, Digital India, and Skill India are aimed at increasing employment opportunities. I urge you to continue making a meaningful contribution to nation building. Best wishes for the celebration of the 70-year journey of the India Cements Limited and successful publication of the Coffee Table Book. May the Coffee Table Book be read and liked widely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Also, it's no surprise that the first to get 10,000 runs in Test match cricket had fabulous timing on and off the field. Welcome to Sunil Gavaskar this evening. Thank you very much, sir, for taking time off today. I know this is a very, very big function in your family. We will just have an audio visual before we have a few words from you. So it's been a remarkable journey for the India Cements for the last 70 years and a significant contribution of 50 years from our Vice Chairman and Managing Director to the cement industry and to the field of sport. A lot of me, including our beneficiaries of what India Cements have done over the last 50 decades. Thank you to Mr. Srinivasan. And we are going to see an audio visual that is dedicated to India Cements and to Mr. N. Srinivasan.
This is the story of an audacious goal and a battle against the odds to achieve the vision. It started with 2 men in the small hamlet of Talayattu, dreaming of building a stronger India. The brainchild of Sri SNN Shankaralinga Iyer and Sri T.S. Narayanaswamy, the India Cements Limited was established in 1946. The company began operations in 1949 after overcoming many obstacles. And under Sri TSN's visionary leadership, grew rapidly, adding capacity. The company also ventured into allied businesses to support the industrialization of South India. Always focused on the bigger picture, Sri TSN worked tirelessly to foster a healthy industrial climate in the region. Born in 1945 to Sri TSN and Srimati Jayalakshmi, the young Srinivasan's most valuable lessons came from the way his father lived his life. A keen sportsman from an early age, Srinivasan won many accolades representing his college and state. But his father's untimely death thrust him into roles of great responsibility at an early age. Structural challenges were buffeting the cement industry even as the young leader began his corporate journey. Thankfully, in his marriage to Srimati Chitra, granddaughter of Sri SNN Shankaralinga Iyer, Srinivasan found his source of unflagging support. But a rift among the promoters in 1979 led to Srinivasan losing management control of the company, his father's brainchild. Never one to give up, he worked tirelessly to win back the company and succeeded in returning to the board 10 years after he was ousted. Keenly aware of the opportunities lost in the past decade, Srinivasan embarked on a daring series of acquisitions, mergers, greenfield and brownfield expansions. In 2003, when India Cements faced severe bottom-line pressures and high interest costs, he acted swiftly to restructure the debt and employ innovative financing solutions. Within 2 years, the growth story was back on track, with his daughter Srimati Rupa Gurunath joining him on the board, powering her grandfather and father's vision. From its very inception, India Cements was committed to promoting sporting excellence, and the company's cricket team's performance was a testimony to the same. At a time when there was no money in sports, the company supported several players, offering them full-time employment and upgraded sporting infrastructure so they could focus on the sport. Many of them went on to represent the state and even the country. And while the company's first love was cricket, it actively promoted a host of other sports as well. Srinivasan's unshakable commitment to the sport and superior administrative skills made him a cricket administrator par excellence. He rose quickly from the role of Vice President of the TNCA to Chairman of the ICC, contributing to the cause of sports at every level, taking the game to every part of the nation and celebrating contributions made by past players. Even at the ICC, always a true patriot, he worked tirelessly to ensure that Indian cricket got its due in the global arena. Celebrated for his administrative abilities and problem-solving skills, he was also in demand as an industry spokesperson, constantly working for the betterment of society at large, a reflection of the roles his father wore. When IPL was launched in 2008, given India Cement's rich legacy in the game, it is only natural that the most iconic brand to emerge from the tournament be the Chennai Super Kings. Led by the unflappable MS Dhoni, the star-studded cast of domestic and international talent soon became an inextricable part of Tamil culture. And in return, the team rewarded the fans for their undying support with 5 wins and an unbeaten consistency on the field. At the conclusion of the IPL 2018, when the men in yellow lifted the trophy for the 3rd time, the numbers give no room for doubt. The Super Kings had conquered the heart of this cricket-loving nation. Sri N. Srinivasan, a man whose conviction is as unshakable as the cement he makes, whose will to win is as strong as the sports he administers, a heart that's as large as the India Cements family he fosters, and a courage to defy the paradigm.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for felicitation speeches. I'd like to call upon Mr. Sunil Gavaskar to come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Ellis. Good evening, everybody. What an honor this is to come here to celebrate 50 years of respected Sri N. Srinivasan's contribution to the cement industry, as well as to Indian sport and Indian cricket in particular. I started my professional career way back in 1971, and when I say professional career, I'm talking about me being employed with the Associated Cement Companies. I never played cricket as a professional. Cricket was not a profession in those days. It's now a thriving profession thanks to the efforts of Mr. Srinivasan and the other board members. But when I began my professional career with the Associated Cement Companies, I had to do a lot of work as a trainee. And in that, I had to learn about different competitors. And at that stage, the name of India Cements hardly ever featured. So now, in 2018, to see that India Cements is at the top of the heap as far as the cement industry is concerned is a tribute to the management skills, the vision of Sri N. Srinivasan and his colleagues at India Cements. In cricket as well, his contribution is unmatchable. I think in this video we just heard about the schemes that have been started under Mr. Srinivasan, particularly the one where the players, former players, have been given benefits. The former players are also getting a monthly pension. The former players who have sadly passed away, their widows keep getting the pension. Doesn't happen in any other sport that I can think of. And that's all thanks to the efforts of Mr. Srinivasan, who, as first the treasurer and then as the president of the BCCI, urged his fellow board members to look upon the efforts and services of the cricketing fraternity and to recognize. He knew also at that stage that sport as a career has a shelf life for maybe 10, 15 years at best. What do sports persons do after that? And that's why this benefit scheme. And I don't think the cricketing fraternity is ever going to forget that, Mr. Srinivasan. Thank you so much for having done that. Today, when you complete 50 years, sir, I know as a batsman how difficult it is to get to 50. So I just want to say to you, as somebody who believed in not stopping at 50, but trying to get to 100, that I wish that you go on to serve the game of cricket, to serve the cement industry, and get a century. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for inviting me in front of my cricketing heroes as well. Two of India's World Cup winning captains. It's an incredible, really incredible evening, and I wouldn't have missed it for anything in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I know you have a really, really important function to attend, so no, you can leave whenever you want to leave. We thank you for being here. I'd like to call upon Mr. Kapil Dev to come and say a few words. 1983 World Cup gave birth to Indian cricket.
Namaskar, good evening. Honorable Chief Minister, all the members sitting on the dais, ladies, gentlemen. Where to start, I was just thinking. I met Mr. Srinivasan 20 years back, or maybe little more. I almost finished my career. Why you come so late? That was a very painful. We played cricket on very highest level, but I think we never had a person like you who can administrate us when we were playing cricket. I think Sunil said very rightly certain people come to handle the administration, certain people make impact, and you were the one who made impact in the cricketing world. Not if today I can say proudly, when I start playing cricket, we used to wish can our salary should be like Australian players or English player. And today, all Australian, England, South African are crying, can we have a salary like Indian players? I will take this opportunity, not only to you, I think the people who are behind the show, I like to give them credit. There is a leader, but leader cannot achieve everything if his team is not good enough. So I'll take this opportunity to say all the people who are working behind the scene, you've done a fantastic job. And today, without any doubt, any sports you take it, nobody will look after their sports people the way you people have looked after. A lot of people, I'm not talking about Indian Cement because I don't know much about that and that's not my field. I known him only through cricket. And I must say that a lot of up and down comes out. But I tell you, any cricketer who played for India will say that this gentleman who's sitting here, he made our life. Selflessly work. Everybody want to achieve something, but I think certain people come out and make impact in cricketing field also, in administration also. I think in my mind, the two people come to my mind in last 40 years. One is Mr. Dalmia and second, Mr. Srinivasan. What they did for cricket, I think all the other sporting people should understand how to run the administration. Despite of you have a lot of opposition through the media also, through the government also, that's fine, it happened. We all gone through that, but when a person who does so much for the sports and sometimes media look for the negative thing, I always maintain that look at the positive thing he's done more or negative. But I think he have done more positive in this world of sports, not in cricket. He set a benchmark for other sports to follow. Hats off to you, and I'm proud to know you, and I'm humbled to be here front of you. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Paji. Now I'd like to call upon Rahul Dravid, who is one amongst us, the family of India Cements, to come forward with his words of wisdom.
Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. N. Srinivasan, the other dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to be here, to be asked to say a few words on 70 years of India Cements and 50 years of Mr. Srinivasan's contribution to the cement industry, to India Cements, and to the sporting fraternity. While there are more dignified people and more knowledgeable people to speak on Mr. Srinivasan's contribution to the cement industry, to the sporting industry, and like Mr. Sunil Gavaskar and Mr. Kapil Dev before me, spoke about his many contributions to Indian sport, to world sport, to Tamil Nadu cricket, to Indian cricket, to world cricket. For me, I think I'd like to speak about a few things that for me, I think, in a way, signify the man that Mr. N. Srinivasan is and was for me. I joined India Cements in 1994. I think it was April or May of 1994. So it's almost been 25 years since I've been a member of the India Cements family. And in those days, Mr. Srinivasan, I wasn't involved in Tamil Nadu cricket. I think the India Cements team had just come in from the second division into the first division. And when I joined the company, I was told that I didn't know Mr. Srinivasan at all. I was just told that, that Mr. Srinivasan is the managing director of the company. He's very interested in cricket. And I thought, there are a lot of managing directors. There are a lot of people who are interested in cricket. So yes, Mr. Srinivasan must be one of them. And I think we were playing our first or second league match. And we were playing in Guru Nanak College ground. And I think we were playing MRF or someone like that. And somebody said, Mr. Srinivasan has come to the ground. And I found that, really strange. The managing director of the company come to watch a league match. But Mr. Srinivasan was there. And that was something that was repeated so very often. Mr. Srinivasan would come to watch our league matches when we played at the Guru Nanak College ground. And not only would he come, and what amazed me is, when we would have, like Mrs. Rupa said, at the end of a long day, when long day's work and in the end of a cement work in a cement factory, everyone got together and you'd have conversations about what happened in the day's work. The same way on a cricket field, we'd have a long day on the field and we'd come back into the dressing room and as most people do, we'd be sitting around and, having a conversation or having a chat. And Mr. Srinivasan would join the chat and would join the conversation. And what amazed me in those early years was his knowledge, not only about cricket, but his knowledge about league cricket, knowledge about each and every one of us who was playing in that team. This was an India Cements team. I think it was Sridhar CC in those days. It was called Sridhar CC. And Mr. Srinivasan would follow the scores. He would not only know our scores, Mr. Srinivasan would know the scores of what was happening in other league games and how that would affect the table and how that would affect us. And I found that incredible. For someone, a young person like me just joining the company, to see that someone, the MD of the company, had so much time, had so much passion and love for the game. I think a lot of Mr. Srinivasan's achievements will be definitely recognized. I'm sure they've been encapsulated in this book. All that he's gone on to do for former cricketers, all that he's gone on to do for Tamil Nadu cricket, all that he's gone on to do for Indian cricket, professionalize the board, make it one of the most richest boards in the world, all that he's gone on to do for the ICC, make it one of the most vibrant organizations in the world. But for me, the core and the basic of everything that happens and all that it comes back to is really the love and the passion for cricket that Mr. Srinivasan had. At that time, he was not even involved in the TNCA, but he loved the sport. And that really comes shining through in Mr. Srinivasan. Every time that I meet him and every time that I think of Mr. Srinivasan, I think of someone who obviously was a great administrator, a great manager, a great leader, but someone who in the deep core loved the sport and truly loved the people who played the sport. And I think that always came through for Mr. Srinivasan. Mrs. Rupa said, and she said rightly, I think India Cements was like family. And it always feels like family. Even today, I was at the Guru Nanak ground. I went there in the morning. And it was amazing for me to see that our groundsman from 25 years ago is the same. The markers from 25 years ago are the same. It is family. Six of us used to live together in a flat here. And Mr. Srinivasan would not only ask us about our cricket, but he would ask me, how's it going? Are you comfortable? Are you happy here? You've come all the way from Bangalore. Are you comfortable? Are you okay? I mean, I think that really for me encapsulates the essence of the man. Obviously, he was a really important person, a very busy person, but he had time to care. He had time to make you feel like it is family. And that's why we see so many people here who have been associated with the organization, with Mr. Srinivasan for so many years, who are here today with him. Because I think in a lot of ways, Mr. Srinivasan made you feel like family. So Mr. Srinivasan, thank you so much for all that you've done for Indian cricket, all that you've done for India Cements. But I think thank you so much for the little things that you do. All the time, whenever you meet me, you ask, how are your parents? How is your mom? Small things like that. When my father had an operation, Mr. Srinivasan came to see him. When I retired, Mr. Srinivasan flew all the way from Bangalore. He didn't need to. He came. Even today, he'll ask me the small, basic things that make me feel like family. And I think for me, that's the essence of Mr. N. Srinivasan. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, Rahul. Now, request Lieutenant Colonel Mahendra Singh Dhoni to come forward and say a lot.
A very good evening to the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, all the distinguished guests on the dais, all the special people who have come from different fields, whether it's politics, cement industry, friends and family. It's a special day. We are all here to honor Mr. Srinivasan and the India Cements Company. And before I start off, I would like to say a big thanks to all the people behind sitting in the blue shirt. They're part of the company, and without their hard work, of course they have a great leader, but without their hard work it would have been very difficult to take the company where it is right now. And if India Cements was not doing well, there won't be any CSK, which means I won't be standing here. So thanks a lot to all of you. In my mind, I made this speech 3 or 4 times and I had to delete it every time. So I was like, I'm not going to make a speech again. I'll just go with the motion and see what really is happening, and we take it forward from there. The only advantage is being the youngest. Often you don't really need to speak in a particular order. You need to just speak out your heart and what is relevant. So I would talk more about the interaction that I had with Mr. Srinivasan and the company. I think the first interaction was, I remember it was during a test match and he became the treasurer. And he comes in and Kashi sir is with him, and it was, I think, lunch or tea or stumps, and he just inquired about the payment, as to when do you get the payment, when you play the games and matches. And one of our cricketers said, sir, if you are lucky, we get it after 4 months. He just looked around. Kashi sir was behind, like, Kashi, why is it that they have to wait 4 months for their payment? Kashi sir didn't say anything, and it was looked after there. So that was the start. A lot of us know him as a great administrator, his passion for the sport. He's somebody, which is written in the books also. He started with lawn tennis. He was a very good player of lawn tennis. The company supported a lot of different sports, ball badminton being one of them. A lot of you may not have heard about ball badminton. I was employed with the railways, so I know the sport because, you get employment in because of ball badminton railways also. It's a very interesting sport. Then you move further to table tennis, you go to chess, cricket, of course, we all know. And I think there's one sport that I won't say loves more than cricket. I think it's something that he loves to play more than cricket, and that is golf. And that has been his association, with golf throughout. I've had various interactions with him. I got to learn a lot out of him. The interactions has been very friendly, because I was part of CSK for the longest of time, and I got enough time with him. 2 months you are sitting in Chennai, so on and off whenever the team is going through a rough phase, which was apart from the last season always the case. We crawled into the knockout stage somehow, and we managed to do what we did. So a lot of interactions were about how we don't mind the opposition winning the game. We don't want to lose the game. So he's someone who plays it very hard, but plays it fair. And that's why the very first edition, when we selected the team, in my mind, I was like, I want to win the Fair Play Trophy, because I always felt you can play hard, but at the same time, you can play fair and win tournaments. We couldn't win the tournament, but always we featured in the Fair Play Trophy. And the irony is, last year, again, when we selected the team, we had Watson in the team. He's not here, so I have the liberty of saying this story. So he's somebody, you say something to him, he reacts very quickly. And a lot of cricketers are smiling, they know what really I mean. So after a while, I met Mr. Srinivasan. I was like, sir, this time we don't have a chance of winning the Fair Play Trophy. I don't think we'll be in the top 2 or 3 also. So like, what's the reason behind it? We have got a fair amount of cricketers who are very aggressive, Watson being one of them, but I'm not worried about him. The person I'm really worried about is Mr. Ambati Raidu. So he asked me, why do you say that? He's a perfect guy. I was like, yes, he's a perfect guy. The only problem is when he's batting. If he thinks it's a no ball or a wide ball before, and if the umpire has not given it, he just turns and his hand either goes like that or he goes like this. Sribhai is laughing because he must be the match referee in a few of those games. But I think with Srini sir, it has been a very special bonding. I never knew I'll get selected for CSK. I never asked the obvious reasons why I got selected for CSK, but coming from where I came, and it gave me an opportunity to understand the culture of South India, and that's why it became a very perfect mix of, I know there are quite a few children over here, but it's like rum and coke. On their own they are very different, but once you mix them, they are very different. So all the aggression and everything came from where I was born and brought up, but coming to South, understanding the culture, it made me believe in myself, and it made me a bit more conservative, but at the same time, it pushed me to play hard cricket and fair cricket at the same time. A lot of people have different views about him, and to end it, I would just, some wise man once said, either you love him or you hate him, but you can't ignore him. So all of us, I think majority of us definitely fall in the first category. We definitely love him a lot. And I was fortunate to spend a lot of time with him, got to understand life, how you are supposed to deal with the failures in life, how you're not supposed to give up, and how you keep helping others as to they perform to the potential that they have got. So thanks a lot, sir. It has been a learning curve for me, and in the coming years also it will always be a learning curve. So thanks a lot. It's a pleasure being here, and it's an absolute pleasure to address all of you on this special evening. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Mahi. So we heard from some of the legends of the game. Now we'd also like to listen to what Mr. N. Srinivasan offered to the cement industry. So we call upon Mr. M.K. Singhi, the President of the Cement Manufacturers Association, to come and say a few words, please.
Vanakkam, Namaskar, Honorable Chief Minister Sir, respected Srinivasan Sir, Madam Rupa, dignitaries on the dais, heroes on the dais, respected guests, my colleagues from the cement industry, and our India Cement family members. I'm greatly honored to be here to know more about my mentor, who directly, indirectly mentored me personally, and at the same time, he mentored cement sector of India. Somebody would say he is the owner, he is the promoter, he is the MD of India Cement, but I would say he is the owner, promoter, mentor of India's cement. The way he gave leadership not only to his company or South India company, but he gave leadership in many, many ways to overall Indian cement sector, which has proved a great boon for all of us, which gave strength to Indian cement sector in one way or other. The way he engineered the fortune of India Cements, the way he created affinity in India Cements family, that's great. In fact, I would like to say that in most of the companies, workers or the staff admire their promoter, their CEO for right reasons. But in the case of cement sector of India, most of the labor, most of the workers of all Indian cement companies admire Srinivasan Saab. The reason being that he has been always fair, and many cement companies would be saying that he has been more than fair in rewarding workers of Indian cement sector by signing All India Cement Industry Wage Board Awards. And still, people look towards him. They would not like to talk to any one cement company CEO, but they just would like to talk to Srinivasan Saab. And the reason being, he is known as a fair personality. He is known as a person who would take sides of weaker section, so-called weaker section, and at the same time would also like to have the great discipline. In fact, personally, when I came in South 5 years back, it was Mr. Srinivasan who said, yes, Mr. Singhi, you are welcome. South cement industry can also play a very important role in India's cement sector, in India's growth. And we can all prove to ourselves that we are one of the best, not only in India, but globally. Srinivasan Saab has played many, many roles, many, many innings, so no one can say for him that cricket has one inning or two innings, but he has many, many innings. He has played and he has adorned many, many caps, whether it's a Chamber of Commerce, whether it's a Cement Manufacturers Association, whether any other association, and of course, everybody knows about BCCI and ICC. So the way he has played role for cement sector, particularly, how to withstand the pressures many times from the government, and how to take right stand for the right cause, that has created great admiration, sir, for you. And definitely, India's cement sector would be always obliged to you and would look forward for a great contribution. Definitely, this 50 years today of your cement sector service is just nothing, because we look forward for many, many such decades in which you would be guiding us and you would be treating each and every member of cement sector as your company's person, and you would definitely bless us. So I wish your organization as well as you the most happiest and most happy New Year's to come. And as well, I also thank the organizer, and particularly Madam Rupa and India Cement family, who has organized a great function today and have come out also with such a great video also, documentary also, and the coffee book also. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Singhi. Now we come to that part of the evening where we'll have the book launch. On behalf of the gathering, on behalf of the India Cements family, I request the Honorable Chief Minister to kindly release and present the first copy of the coffee table book to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Defying the Paradigm, the coffee table book, the release and the first copy to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Also request the Honorable Chief Minister to present copies to Mr. Kapil Dev, copies of the books. Honorable Chief Minister will give it to Kapil Dev, Rahul Dravid, Mr. Chandu Bodi, Rahul Dravid, Mr. Chandu Bode, Mr. G.R. Vishwanath, and Mr. Mahendra Singhi. And also Mr. Venkat Ramaraja. It's going to be a fabulous read. Hopefully everyone get one of those. Thank you very much, sir. Now I'd also request the Honorable Chief Minister to speak on the occasion. After the group photo. Now request our Honorable Chief Minister to speak on the occasion, please.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். மாண்புமிகு அமைச்சர் பெருமக்களே, மாண்புமிகு எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவர் திரு ஸ்டாலின் அவர்களே, திரு என் ஸ்ரீனிவாசன் அவர்களே, திருமதி ரூபா குருநாத் அவர்களே, சீனியர் எக்ஸிக்யூட்டிவ்ஸ் அண்ட் எம்ப்ளாயீஸ் ஆஃப் இந்தியா சிமெண்ட்ஸ், திரு சுனில் கவாஸ்கர், திரு கபில் தேவ், திரு எம்.எஸ். தோனி, திரு ராகுல் டிராவிட், திரு சந்து போட்டி, திரு G.R. விஸ்வநாத், திரு வெங்கட் ராமராஜ், கேப்டன்ஸ் ஆஃப் இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ், திருமதி மாளவிகா அரோரோ, திருமதி கல்யாணி கென்டே, திருமதி ரூபா குருநாத், it gives me great pleasure and participate in this function for releasing a coffee table book on the 7-decade growth journey of India Cements and the company's rich contribution for the development of sports and sports persons. இந்தியா சிமெண்ட் நிறுவனத்தின் மேலாண்மை இயக்குனர் திரு என் ஸ்ரீனிவாசன் அவர்கள் 1945ஆம் ஆண்டு ஜனவரி 3ஆம் தேதி பிறந்துள்ளார். 73 ஆண்டுகள் படிப்பிலும் உழைப்பிலும் அதிக கவனம் எடுத்து கொண்டதால் தான் இன்று இந்த உயரிய நிலையை அடைந்திருக்கின்றார். இந்தியா சிமெண்ட் ஸ்ரீனிவாசன் என்று அவரை நாம் அறிவது போலவே சர்வதேச கிரிக்கெட் கவுன்சிலின் முன்னாள் தலைவர் என்றும் இந்தியா கிரிக்கெட் கட்டுப்பாட்டு வாரியத்தின் முன்னாள் தலைவர் என்றும் அனைவரும் அறிவர். இதற்கு காரணம் அவர் ஏற்றுக்கொண்ட பொறுப்புகளை எல்லாம் அவர் திறம்பட செய்து புகழ் பெற்றிருக்கிறார் என்பதுதான் உண்மை. மகன் தந்தைக்கு ஆற்றும் உதவி இவன் தந்தை இன்னொற்றான் கொள் என்னும் சொல் என்று வள்ளுவர் வாக்கின்படி தந்தை திரு T.S. நாராயணசாமி அவர்களுக்கு நற்பெயரை பெற்றுக் கொடுக்கும் மானாக திகழ்ந்து வருகிறார். திரு சீனிவாசன் அவர்கள் தன் இளங்கலை படிப்பினை லயோலா கல்லூரியிலும் பொறியியல் மேற்படிப்பினை அமெரிக்காவின் சிகாகோ நகரில் உள்ள தொழில்நுட்ப நிறுவனத்திலும் நிறைவு செய்திருக்கின்றார். அவருடைய வேதியியல் கல்வி சிமெண்ட் ஆலையை திறம்பட நிர்வகிப்பதற்கு பேருதவியாக இருந்திருக்கிறது. தந்தை திரு T.S. நாராயணசாமி அவர்களால் தொடங்கப்பெற்ற இந்தியா சிமெண்ட் நிறுவனம் 70 ஆண்டுகளாக கடந்து வந்த வளர்ச்சி பாதைகளை விளக்கும் வகையில் இந்த காஃபி டேபிள் புக் வடிவமைக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. இந்த நிறுவனத்தின் வளர்ச்சியில் திரு நேனி சீனிவாசன் அவர்கள் பங்களிப்பு சுமார் 50 ஆண்டுகளும் இருந்திருக்கு என்பதை இந்த புத்தகத்தின் வாயிலாக அறிய முடிகிறது. இது தவிர பொது வாழ்க்கையில் இவர் ஆற்றிய பணிகள் பற்றியும் இந்த புத்தகத்தில் விரிவாக எடுத்துரைக்கப்பட்டிருக்கின்றது. இன்று இந்த நிறுவனம் உலகத்தரத்துடன் ஒப்பிடும் அளவிற்கு ஒரு நிலையை எட்டுவதற்கு அவருடன் இணைந்து பணியாற்றிய உயர் அலுவலர்கள் மற்றும் பணியாளர்களின் கடின உழைப்பும் காரணம் என்றால் அது மிகையாகாது. ஒருவர் முதலாளியாக உயர்வதற்கு முன் சிறந்த தொழிலாளியாக பணியாற்றியிருக்க வேண்டும். அப்படி பணியாற்றியவர்தான் பிற்காலத்தில் ஒரு சிறந்த முதலாளியாக உயர முடியும் என்பதற்கு திரு என் சீனிவாசன் அவர்களே முன்னுதாரணமாக திகழ்கிறார். ஒரு தொழில் அதிபராக வாழ்வில் முன்னேற துடிக்கும் இன்றைய இளைய சமுதாயத்திற்கு இவர் ஒரு முன்மாதிரியாக சாதனையாளராக திகழ்கிறார். திரு சீனிவாசனுடைய மேலாண்மை திறமையும் உழைப்பாலும் இந்தியாவில் 7 இடங்களில் இந்நிறுவனம் தனது ஆலைகளை நிறுவியிருக்கிறது. இந்த நிறுவனம் சிமெண்ட் தொழில் மட்டுமல்லாமல் அத்தொழிலுடன் தொடர்புடைய பல தொழிலும் தன் கால்களை பதித்து இருக்கின்றது. இந்த நிறுவனத்தின் சிறப்பு விளையாட்டு வீரர்களை ஊக்குவிப்பது. தி கம்பெனி ஸ்டார்டட் எம்ப்ளாயிங் cricketers as early as 1965 when there was no security of jobs for any of the sports persons. The company also encouraged other games and sports personalities in teams in tennis, ball, badminton, golf, etc. By way of providing employment and extending sponsorships for conducting tournaments, the collective of cricketers present here is an evidence of the contribution of India Cements and through N. Srinivasan for cricket. It's opt to mention here that as per announcement made during the Independence Day address, my government will be implementing the 3% reservation in employment to the sports persons who have excelled in sports in government and government undertakings shortly. திரு சீனிவாசன் மதராஸ் வர்த்தக சபை, FICCI, சிமெண்ட் உற்பத்தியாளர் சங்கம், தேசிய சிமெண்ட் மற்றும் கட்டடப் பொருள் உற்பத்தியாளர் சங்கம், மத்திய அரசால் அமைக்கப்பட்ட சிமெண்ட் தொழிற்சாலைகளின் வளர்ச்சிக்குழு போன்ற பல்வேறு அமைப்புகளில் உயர் பதவிகளை வகித்தவர் என்பதை அறிவதில் நான் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றேன். திரு சீனிவாசன் அவர்கள் ஆளுமை நிர்வாக திறமை, சிறந்த தொழிலதிபர், விளையாட்டுத் துறையில் சிறந்த நிர்வாக, நல்ல குடும்பத் தலைவர் என்ற இவரது பன்முக ஆற்றலை இந்த காஃபி டேபிள் புக் நமக்கு தெளிவுபடுத்துகிறது. இந்தியா சிமெண்ட் நிறுவனம் IPL சென்னைக்கு சூப்பர் கிங்ஸ் அணியின் உரிமையாளராகவும் உள்ளது. இது தவிர இந்த நிறுவனம் TNPL என்ற அமைப்பினை ஏற்படுத்தி தமிழ்நாட்டில் உள்ள மாவட்டங்கள் மற்றும் கிராமப்புறங்களில் கிரிக்கெட் விளையாட்டில் ஆர்வமுள்ள இளைஞர்களை ஊக்குவிக்கும் வகையில் போட்டிகள் நடத்தி வருகிறது என்பதையும் அறிவேன். இதன் மூலம் கிரிக்கெட் விளையாட்டில் தமிழ்நாட்டில் உள்ள இளைஞர்களின் திறன் வெளிக்கொணரப்பட்டு அவர்கள் மாநில அளவிலும் இந்திய அளவிலும் உள்ள அணியில் இடம்பெறும் நாள் வெகு தூரத்தில் இல்லை. இந்த செயலுக்கு திரு சீனிவாசன் அவர்களை பாராட்டுகின்றேன். தொழில்நுட்பவியல், சுகாதாரம், நிதி மற்றும் சுற்றுலா போன்ற இளந்தலைமுறையினரை ஈர்க்கும் துறையில் மாண்பு அம்மாவின் அரசு அதிக அக்கறை எடுத்துக்கொண்டு பணிபுரிந்து வருகிறது. சமீபத்தில் புதுடெல்லியில் நடந்த விழாவில் இந்தியா டுடே பத்திரிகை ஒட்டுமொத்த செயல்பாடு, சட்டம் ஒழுங்கு மற்றும் சுற்றுலா ஆகிய பிரிவுகளில் தமிழ்நாட்டை சிறந்த மாநிலமாக தேர்வு செய்து விருதுகளை வழங்கியுள்ளது. தமிழ்நாட்டின் சார்பில் அந்த விருதுகளை நான் பெற்றுக்கொண்டதில் பெருமையாக கருதுகின்றேன். தமிழ்நாட்டில் அதிக அளவில் தொழில் முதலீட்டாளர்கள் வரி புரிவதற்கு அடிப்படை காரணம் தமிழ்நாட்டில் உள்ள வலுவான மனித வளம், தடையில்லா மின்சாரம் மற்றும் சிறந்த உட்கட்டமைப்பு வசதிகளும் தான். மேலும் அந்நிய நேரடி முதலீடுகளை அதிக அளவில் ஈர்ப்பதில் தமிழ்நாடு இந்தியாவிலேயே 3வது இடத்தை வைக்கின்றது. Recently we have formulated a new environment policy, an eco-tourism policy, an information communication technology policy, state forest policy, youth policy and food processing policy. Policies in other critical sectors will also be announced to provide clarity and guidance to investors. The Tamil Nadu Business Facilitation Act 2018 has ensured that business enterprises are given mandatory clearance within 30 days, failing which deemed clearance are accorded. Following up on the success of the Global Investors Meet held in 2015, the next Global Investors Meet is to be held on 23rd and 25th January 2019 in Chennai. I take this opportunity to invite captains of industry and new investors gathered here to participate in the Global Investors Meet being organized in Chennai next month, and to take advantage of the ideal investment climate prevailing in the state. The state also has new generation industries in the service sectors like IT, healthcare, financial services, hospitality and tourism. Tamil Nadu has a rare model of development which is business friendly, even as it ensures that adequate attention and funding is provided for welfare of its people. Tamil Nadu has thus created its own inclusive growth model which offers everything for everyone. Yes, promised of my mentor Prachitalavi Amma, my government has cleared projects worth 16,000 crore rupees of 13 companies. Recently, this will help to create over 34,000 jobs. திரு சீனிவாசன் அவர்கள் இன்னும் பல ஆண்டுகள் வாழ்ந்து புதிய விளையாட்டு வீரர்களை உருவாக்கும் வகையிலும் இந்த நாட்டிற்கும் குறிப்பாக தமிழ்நாட்டில் தொழில் வளர்ச்சிக்கும் உறுதுணையாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்று கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றேன். இந்த இனிய விழாவினை சிறப்பாக ஏற்பாடு செய்த அனைத்து நல்ல உள்ளங்களுக்கும், இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் பங்கு பெற்றுள்ள பத்திரிகையாளர்கள் மற்றும் ஊடக நண்பர்களுக்கும், வருகின்றுள்ள அத்தனை நல்ல உள்ளங்களுக்கும் நன்றி தெரிவித்து விடைபெறுகின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request our Vice Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. N. Srinivasan, to present the Chief Minister with a memento. Now I request our whole-time director, Mrs. Rupa Gurnath, to be presenting away the mementos to the author of the book, without whom this book would not be possible, Mrs. Kalyani Kandade. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for all the efforts that you put in. Mrs. Kalyani Kandade, the author of the book. Thanks very much indeed. And also Mrs. Malvika Mehra, the designer of the book. Mrs. Malvika Mehra will also be presented with a memento by our whole-time director, Mrs. Rupa Gurnath. Now I would request our Vice Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. N. Srinivasan, to come forward and give us a vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Thiru Edappadi Palanisamy, Ministers in the Cabinet of Tamil Nadu, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition present here, distinguished former captains and cricketers on the dais, all my friends, distinguished cricketers who are present here, who played for India with such great distinction, my friends in the industry, my friends from the cement industry who have traveled to come here, my former colleagues and present colleagues in India Cement who have come, members of my family, members of the TNCA, members of the BCCI present here, employees of India Cement, part of the India Cement family, I can thank you last, members of the press, electronic, print, who are present here. At the outset, I don't know what to say because thank you is a very simple word. It doesn't quite capture the emotions that one has in expressing happiness, gratitude for this turnout today, where, as I said yesterday to a newspaper, that the fact that so many people who have played cricket with distinction present here is a testimony to the support, the involvement of India Cement with cricket, and I think that I'm extremely proud of. The Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu is a very busy man, and this is not quite the kind of occasion that he often goes to. So we are very, very grateful and thankful to the Honorable Chief Minister for having taken this time to come here, be in our midst, and patiently listen to all of us talk about something which is not your cup of tea, cricket. But we are very grateful, sir. It is very kind of you to have taken this time. Same goes to the ministers in the cabinet who also come here. Thank you very much. To the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, what can I say? Thank you. Because but I know that you like cricket, you've played cricket yourself. So this is an occasion where I could attract you by the galaxy of cricket stars who have come here. But in your midst of your work, to come here and spend time with us, I don't know how to say thank you. Thank you very much, sir. To all the other members of the industry, cement industry, members of the BCCI, members of the TNCA, other cricketers, and personalities, family, press, all I can say is that it is only on occasions like this that you truly realize your friends. Your friends turn up in large numbers, like my golfing friends have today. They have also turned up, everybody invited has come to participate and join in the happiness and the joy that arises out of such a function. I thank all of you, thank you very much. I thank the India Cement people, India Cement family, in particularly those who couldn't come here, who are watching in the televised live telecast in a hall above. And this is also being telecast live to all our plants. So I thank all the senior executives of India Cement who worked tirelessly to make this evening possible. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. That more or less gets us to the conclusion of this formal part of the evening. Can I request you all to stand up for the national anthem, please?
Adinayaka
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here, making this function a grand one. And also, we will have something special coming forward in the next few minutes for those people who love the game of cricket. A special program, interaction with the legendary cricketers who made the trip to Chennai. Sohail Chandok will be having an interaction with them on the dais in just a few minutes. So I request all of you to stay back and find out the thoughts of the legendary cricketers that have served India with so much pride and done so much for the country, what they're going to be talking about. So I request all of you to stay back for the program by Star Sports. And Sohail Chandok will be the host. He'll be with you in a couple of minutes.
Thanks for that, LS. I think we just wait for the entire room to reconvene and have their seats as well. As LS said, it's going to be a wonderful conversation that we've got coming.